Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, one of the most defining features of the 1920s has got to be the advent of the automobile. And I'm not talking about the first automobile because that was way before then, but I'm talking about the Henry Ford system of mass production that created the affordable automobile, the Model T, so that normal people like you and me could afford a car. Now think about this. The automobile, it's amazing how the automobile just drew itself, isn't it, kids? Anyway, so the automobile by Henry Ford, he realized that before this, people put together cars individually. They put them all together at once. And he said, you can save a lot of money and a lot of time by doing the parts. That is, you have one guy doing the bumper, you have another guy doing the radiator, another person doing the wheels, another person doing the windscreen, you have another person doing the doors, you have another person, and it is called the assembly line. You actually build it as the car or the chassis is moving down the line. Of course, this is the beginning of mass production. You ask yourself, how did the car change the world we're living in? Remember, what stayed the same and what changed? Continuity and change. Well, I'll tell you what changed, sunshine. A lot. With the car, you need something called roads. You also need gas stations. Think about that. You have no gas stations, you really can't get anywhere. And what happens when it breaks down? Well, now you need auto body shops. You need tires. Where are you going to get those? Canadian Tire? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Changed a lot of things, but there's a lot of consequences because of this as well. People got into accidents. Now, you need insurance. Insurance companies, ladies and gentlemen. Not only that, the accidents, you need police. So you need to have more police on the ground. Not only that, but you need to have traffic lights. You have to have a whole infrastructure to build these roads and the structures that go along with the roads. But not only that, think farther ahead. How has the automobile changed the world that you and I live in? Well, back in the day, you had dinner at what we call the dinner table. Now, with our hectic, fast-paced life, of course, pre-COVID, people can eat in their cars. And when you eat in your car, you need what's called a drive-through. Just drive down any town. How many drive-throughs do you see? That never existed before the cars. If you think about this, then look at the structure of time. How we structure our lives, right? If you're on the way to soccer practice or dance makers practice, you got to stop and get some McNuggets at the drive-thru. So our whole time, our daytime, has changed. What are you going to listen to while you're in the radio? Well, of course, now you need GPS, radio, Spotify Premium. I mean, the list goes on and on. What one invention, the consequence of that, and the ripple effects are everywhere. But not only that, ladies and gentlemen, think of this. It's not just the car that's mass-produced. It's absolutely everything. What am I writing with? I'm writing with a marker. Do you think they just made one of these? No, they made a bajillion of these. The iPad that I'm filming this video on, it's not the only one. There's tons of them. My plaid I'm wearing, unfortunately, it's not the only one. I'm looking around this room. Look around the room where you're at. Every single thing that you own, your glasses, your plaid, your car, your house, your chair, your dining room table, the microwave, your panini press is mass produced in this exact way. I mean, people even work in their cars. Cars come in all sizes. You have vans, you have minivans, and even school buses to take children to school. But the single greatest consequence of automobiles, ladies and gentlemen, is what's behind those cars there. Those houses. Suburbs. That's right. You don't have to live and work in the same town anymore. You can live in one town and work far away, creating suburbs. And where you have suburbs, you have malls. That's right, we live, work, and shop in isolated places because we can drive there. All because of the automobile. But it doesn't stop there, Waterdown. I mean, look around you. Everything you see here is mass-produced. Your beautiful Hogwarts study hall tables, the ceiling tiles are mass-produced on an assembly line, as are the lights. These doors are mass-produced. These cinder blocks are mass-produced. This tile is mass-produced. Everything, even if you look in the garbage here, you can see someone had a McDonald's that's mass-produced, of course. And let me start talking about McDonald's for a second. I mean, if you even think about it, the burgers themselves are mass-produced. And I'm not just talking about the burgers, but how you make a Big Mac. There's not someone in there going from scratch, making you a Big Mac. There's buns in one bin. There's burgers, cheese, and pickles, and the special sauce. Don't forget the special sauce. And of course you go, and you put it together like an assembly line, like mass production. I mean, even this mask that protects me from COVID, mass produced. Everything you see here in your wonderful school is mass produced on an assembly line, except one thing, Waterdown, and that's the most special of all, you. Henry Ford is a seminal figure in the 20th century because he completely changed how we live and how we structure our lives. Now, is there a consequence to this? Is living your life in a car, eating the McNuggets, buying processed things, and also mass-produced things, have we lost something as a society? And what are the consequences of mass production? I put that to you, young people.